Hello and welcome to another episode of Top Deck, the series where we take a look at some of the leading TCG deck lists. On today we have Owen Wilson, who managed to get first place going undefeated at his local event. Of course, we have not yet returned to a state of regionals being played throughout the land, so sticking with locals for the moment and trying to bring you guys the very best from across the country and indeed across the globe. So this is Owen's list. It's a combination of Eldlich, Dogmatika and the Synchron engine, which enabled him to take first place 1 week, and the week before he actually got second place going 301. So let's take you through the list first, but then afterwards we will look at the siding strategy, which can be really important for a deck that has so many different engines involved. You know, what do you want to take out for the different side deck cards? And then we'll also look at the matchups that he faced on both the week where he got second and the one where he got first. So we start off with Triple Ash Blossom. I think this is an interesting choice for a hand trap. In a lot of cases, depending on your region and what actually attends your locals, you might start to see this fall out of favour, but clearly it's having the impact that he wanted at his events. And then double Ecclesia, one Fleur, double Veiler, double Golden Lord, double Ghost Ogre, triple Jet Synchron, double O-Lion, triple Eldland, triple Servant, triple Tuning, triple Conquistador, double Punishment. I really like this. I think it has a significant impact in this deck that here you aren't hindered anywhere near as much relative to some of the other decks, whereas this deck doesn't really need to go into its extra deck post turn 1 and turn 2 whenever you resolve this anyway. And then triple Sanguine, triple Wakero, and triple Talents. For the extra deck, there's one Untis, one Titanic Lad, one Savage, one Formula, one Herald, one Marcher, and then one Omega as an alternative to the Savage. If you get hand traps, you can just take another card out of the hand, and also one Zeta. The other important thing about Omega is you can recycle your Titanic Lad or any of your other power cards, so you can actually do the combos multiple times, which is quite cool. Then one Access Code Talker, one Blocker, double 5-Rex, one Link Cross, one Link Reaper, and one Auroradon. So the first time you play a 5-Rex, it's going to go through the Auroradon play, and the second time it's going to get you to your Access Code Talker. For the side deck, there's double Nibiru, triple Gamma, one Driver, triple Cyclone, triple Tactics Talent. This one's an interesting one. It's seen a lot of use recently, where you can steal your opponent's Gamma or take your opponent's Dragoon, which is quite nice. And then also triple evenly matched in the side deck. So that's it for the list itself. Before we get into the rounds, let's cover off the siding strategy so we can tell you guys when do you bring in these different cards and what are you actually taking out from the deck in order to accommodate them. So we've got the split into combo and control. We'll start off with combo. So going first, you can put in your 3 triple Tactics Talent, taking out one Fleur-de-Lis, one Ecclesia, and one Eldland. In a sense, this slightly reduces the consistency of your deck, but the deck is super consistent anyway because you have so many starter cards here, so that's really not problematic. And in exchange, you just play through all the hand traps that your opponent is going to be trying to hit you with. And then going second, put in the Gammas, the Driver, and the 2 Nibiru, taking out one Eldland once again, any Dogma which isn't the Fleur, and then one Jet there. You keep in mind you can actually keep in the traps because with this deck you're not trying to go for a single turn blowout, so punishment can be really impactful even after turn 3 in this kind of more grindy game that you should be into following game 1. Versus the control decks, you can put in your triple Cosmics, removing the one Fleur-de-Lis when you're going first and any hand traps that aren't especially relevant. And then going second, you keep the Cosmics again, but this time you're going to add on the Evenlies onto that, which gives you a lot more removal for the bigger boards. You then remove an Eldland and any Dogmatika which isn't the Fleur again, and one Jet. Once again, you are reducing the consistency of your deck ever so slightly, but there really shouldn't be a problem given that you're going to see a 6th card anyway, and you're just looking to sort of break through their board gradually. So having the 1 turn blowout is not something you really need to have with this. So the rounds that you played, so the let's do the week before he got first as the start one. So Adamantium Pater a 2-0, Dragon Link a 2-0, Dragon Maid, a 1-1, drawing in time in game 3. That's interesting. So they get to bounce all of your resources, which I guess makes your Eldlich less impactful there. And then finally against Dark Warrior, a 2-1, ending second place. So yep, the only match that wasn't a draw, wasn't a win here was the Dragon Maid one, and very looks like he had a relatively easy time against the full meta with Adamancipator and Dragon Link there. And then going into the second week, this time taking first place. So once again, Dragon Link is a 2-0. Then Ancient Warrior is a 2-0. That's an interesting one. Dragon Maid this time is a 2-1. He takes the victory, not going into time there. And then against Pendulum, going 2-0. So Pendulum's an interesting matchup as well because they can stack on so many negates, and now they have that great advantage of they can actually go into the Dragoon on top of their usual board. So very, very interesting that he takes the 4-0 clean sweep here. The only loss once again to a Dragon Maid that he had to deal with, and then taking home first place from there. So as per usual, I do ask for key insights relating to the deck. Given that this is a go first deck and you're blinding first, you do typically want to end on Savage plus Herald with some Eldlich back row, Ecclesia on field with punishment, and if you open a Dear Servant then you get Fleur-de-Lis in hand as well. That's kind of the thing you're aiming for. That position does put you super far ahead if you can just resolve everything there. The win condition is basically creating enough interruptions and negates going first to stop the opponent from playing, and then on turn 2 kill them with enough damage or the big bodies or the access code talker. Otherwise you can just sort of maintain your board presence and grind with the Eldlich engine, which is really good going into that. And then going second, you just have access to the access code talker and the Lord effect to break the boards and close out the games very quickly. The hardest matchup, he says, it's kind of hard to comment because his record has been very successful, but he does fear the stun decks, especially ones that can incorporate floodgates like there can only be one, as no engine cards can really play around it, and he would have to rely on drawing the cards from the side deck. So specifically the Cosmic Cyclone there is the only real out there. And then pretty much every matchup he's experienced has been relatively free so far. Changes that he makes to the list, he thinks that is really well built, except he might cut the triple Tactics talent for Forbidden Droplets or something else, as it helps more with going second by dumping the Elder Traps to the grave as well as negating for free advantage. And would he play again in the future? He will be continuing to play this deck as he feels like it is one of the top meta decks, along with Infernoble, Rocks and Dragon Link, but he says unfortunately his monkey brain isn't good enough to learn how to play Infernoble. Shoutouts go to the Team Imperial Order. Check out their YouTube channel if you haven't already, and great lads on the team, and can't wait to go to the next event and bubble another YCS. So congratulations Owen for taking first place at your locals and second as well. What do you guys think about this list? Let me know in the comment section. Don't forget you can grab the full list from the video description, and I'll see you guys in the next one.